on agenda. One is we are going to discuss durable Azure functions. And Mohan, he has not joined us. He has successfully passed Azure certification exam, and he will be giving us tips. What did he study? What kind of resources he used? So let's start our presentation. First topic, Azure durable functions. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Do you guys see PowerPoint?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so durable functions. So what are durable functions? So this is the agenda. Today we'll be discussing what are Azure durable functions, what are the key concepts, what are the common use cases. We'll have a demo, and we will also discuss what are the benefits and best practices. And in the last, we'll open up for question and answer. So what are Azure durable functions? Azure durable functions is an extension of Azure functions. It enables writing stateful function in a serverless function environment. It facilitates workflow, chaining, and orchestration of functions. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of questions about what is this stateful function in serverless environment, and what kind of workflow is there. So hang on, wait till the demo. All these questions will be answered. So what are the key concept in durable function? In durable function, we have a orchestrator function. So it defines the workflow using the durable task. So orchestrator, as we know, it's something which orchestrate. You may have a lot of activities going on. Somebody may be placing orders, somebody may be getting a report. So somebody has to organize all these activities. So there is the orchestrator comes, and activity functions. These are the real jobs being done by some functions, like placing some order, doing adding some record to the database. And durable entities, these are manageable stateful objects. So these durable entities, these are the objects which are doing the magic of storing the state. Client functions, we need something to, once we write this orchestrator, we wrote our activities, some activities writing into database, and there's a durable entity which is maintaining state for these activity functions. We need something to trigger this orchestrator. Here comes the client function. So these are the four main actors. So let's go a little bit more into details of each actor. First is orchestrator functions. Coordinates the execution of multiple functions. Uh, there will be we will be discussing some patterns later, so you will get more idea what this orchestrator functions. Right now, I think all of you know what is a function. Function is you execute something on the your environment. It's serverless. You don't care what kind of environment is there. You don't care about there's a virtual machine, what kind of operating system is there. You don't want to get into nitty-gritty details of administrating the application. You want some application, you pay per consumption. So coordinator is a stateless execution, and it can replay the workflow from some point of view. So next is activity functions. Orchestrator is just orchestrating activities. Activities are these are the real thing which are doing something, sending email, processing order. So they are idempotent, but they means when you call them, they do the same task again and again. They don't means you don't want to have some order being processed halfway or override some order. So that is idempotent means that you can perform the same activity again and again. Durable entities. So these are the entities which maintain state. Some example could be a counter. So you are maintaining a lot of activities, like they are maintaining some counter. You are maintaining how many orders are being processed. Here this durable entity will come into picture. Also, shopping cart management is another example. Uh, when shopping cart, like you need to maintain the state. The client function, as I discussed, you need something to trigger the orchestrator. So there are two type of triggers are there: HTTP trigger and timer trigger. So some common uses like function chaining. Let me pull up a website. So here, very good. This is from Microsoft. What are durable functions? It gives a real case scenario how you can use it, like function chaining. In the orchestrator, you may have multiple Azure functions, and this function is writing into database. So using orchestrator, you can uh, chain this function to do some job. So that is one pattern. Fan out, fan in this function one, and you are waiting for multiple Azure functions to do some the job. So here your orchestrator can start multiple functions and make sure they are completed so that output can be sent to another function. So this is another pattern. Async HTTP API is basically you are starting a async call,
Shashi,
and at the end of this call, it will call an endpoint, which your client will be polling to find out, okay, whether the job has been done or not. Monitor. Uh, you want to monitor the some services, some functions. You can use this. This is a very interesting human interaction. So you're doing your workflow is doing some processing, and it needs some human interaction, some approval. So it can wait for that approval, and when somebody approved, event will be generated, and it can process the approval, or it can, if somebody has not approved it, it can escalate the matter to some supervisor. So this is very interesting pattern. Aggregator is you're taking output of multiple events and aggregating into function. So this is what the benefits of durable Azure functions is there. The orchestrator, the function is, it lets you to organize all these events without you writing any plumbing, any coding. So let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Let's do a hands-on exercise.
I will start a Visual Studio.
Okay, let me start a new project. Let me select Azure template, Azure function. I have to install .NET 8.0. So now it's remembering my old setting. And you have when you are creating Azure function, you have to define what kind of function you are creating. So in this our case, we are creating a durable function orchestration. So when I created the function, it creates a sample for me, which makes my job easier. So it creates one function, and this function has everything. It has a orchestrator. In this orchestrator, it is calling the activities. I think, yeah, it's calling the same activity again with different name. So here's the activity. As I said, orchestrator is orchestrating activities. And here you write your activity. And this is the trigger to start the orchestrator. And now run our, let's run our trigger. Let's run our durable function. So our orchestrator is running, and here it gives you example how to call your function. So let me copy. It gives me HTTP start trigger. So let me copy this link and start the Postman. New HTTP trigger. Let me post the link. And so it's pointing to our durable function in our local. So this, you guys can see orchestrator has started and it's calling the activities and uh, saying hello to Tokyo, Seattle, London. So that's a out of box example for durable function. So that concludes our demo. Let me go back to our PowerPoint. So what are the benefits of Azure durable function? We can see it simplifies the complex workflows, built-in state management. We did not use entity objects, but that's how you will maintain the state. It's a scalable, reliable. So anything in Azure is scalable, and it can talk to other Azure services. What are the best practices? That's what we must make sure that activity functions can perform the same function over and over. It should not get corrupted like you're placing order. It should finish placing the order. It should not hang out in middle. Either it should clean up or start from the new. So that's you have to make sure that you're writing activity functions in a consistent way, handles exceptions gracefully. Uh, Always you have to handle exceptions gracefully, optimize for performance and scalability, and use durable entities for managing complex states. So that concludes our presentation. What do you guys think about this durable function?
Vikas, here I have a question. It's a kind of web API we can,
Santosh, we can. Your seems to be away from the mic.
yes, yes. Now is it fine?
Awesome.
So I was asking, like, is it a kind of web API we can, host it on a different port and we can consume it from different application as it is being called from a HTTP link. Is this possible?
That is correct. You know, remember function, Azure function.
Yes, yes.
So Azure function, okay, what was the difference between web API and function was? The difference was like function, you don't care about the deployment. You don't care uh, whether you have any virtual servers, what kind of how many machines are running. You just deploy your application. You say, I need .NET framework and charge me based on consumption. I don't want to manage virtual machines. I don't want to manage operating system. So that's Azure function. But in most of Azure function, you cannot maintain any state. There's no orchestration mechanism. So this durable function gives you orchestration capability where you can call other functions, you can synchronize another functions. And so what I'm telling you, like it's a lot more than web API. Web API basically, when we think of web API, you are managing the virtual machines, you are managing the operating system, unless you use web apps. But even web apps and versus Azure function, web apps you have web apps also give you that functionality. But web apps is more written for websites, whereas Azure functions are more back-end processing.
Okay, okay, Vikas.